So here I am outside in my never-ending project. So you saw a video from a couple months ago, I was fixing my deck. I'm still doing it. But now my wife decided we're gonna paint the whole thing. And so I'm now in paint hell. There and there and I'm covered in paint, and you can tell I really don't like painting. But what I was doing is as I was putting the paint on, I was thinking about this saying that when is less more, or when is more less, more importantly, it's like, when is more less? More is less when you're painting and you put too much paint down on the first coat. You want to put a thin coat first and then follow up by another thin coat so that it gets a nice even level. If you put a too thick of a coat right away, it gets these bumps and ridges. You can tell I've had a very long day, I can barely speak. Here's the thing, this is how it relates to your accounting practice. When is less more? And when is more less? When I see this happening time and time again, accounting firms go out and they want to acquire and they want to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they get more revenue, more revenue, more revenue. If you look at the statistics, and I've looked at just hundreds of accounting firms, you can see that as the bigger they get, the lower their profit margins go. It shrinks more and more and more. Most accountants try and hit around that 50. As you get bigger, it goes lower, 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 lower. And what happens is, and the reason for that is you're just thinking that more is going to get you more, but no, more gets you less because your profit margins shrink. So you actually, even though you're a bigger organization, what happens is you have to get more staff, and then you have to have more resources to service more of those clients. Now, when you're working in the accountant success formula model, like I did, I had about a 73% was my flow through to myself from my gross margin, from my gross revenues. I was by myself. You can do this in a bigger firm as well, by the way. I'm not telling you not to grow a firm bigger, but you have to be careful in how you're building it, because most accountants build it bigger just because they think more is going to give them more, but it ends up giving them less. And so if you're caught in that, and you're one of those firms that you keep seeing your margin shrink, 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 it could be a combination of taking on too many clients. It's also a combination of what's happening with AI and outsourcing, and there's a crushing price pressure on those compliance filings. You want to get into that more of the consulting and the quarterback. Anyways, I probably go on ad nauseum here, and it's all in the accountant success formula model, where you can get yourself to a 70+% flow through on your revenues. You don't have to grow the revenues super big. It's what you take home that matters. It's kind of like, it's like my deck here. If I had just thrown more and more paint on it, would have been a total nightmare. So literally, this was coat 1, this is coat 2, and I have to do it at night because it's, believe it or not, it's super sunny and beautiful here. The sun, well, you can see that, there you go. It's actually sunny and warm weather, so I can't paint in the middle of the day. I gotta paint on the at nighttime. So there you go, stumbling over my words. But here's the thing, when is less more and when is more less? It's when you're growing your practice the wrong way. I can show you the right way to do it. If you want to have a conversation with me, reach out, let me know. I can tell you a little bit more about the accountant success formula model, see if it's right for you and your firm. I'm Eric Solback, and wherever you're watching this, please scroll down, leave me a comment, and stay tuned for more success tips to come.